This is Coach Arroyo one more time. Boxing is many elements. Boxing has many elements, not just punches, but you have to learn how to use your feet. So we're talking about your physical condition. We're talking about your condition, your breathing, your cardio. Okay, boxing has that element that you just have to run and get a lot of cardio condition so that you can expand your breathing and your lungs and not wear out, have that stamina. Boxing also has an element called the mental element, if I could say it this way, the mind which has to fight fear, the mind which has to fight anxiety, the mind which has to fight many times depression, the mind which always telling you, I still have a fight inside. I'm either afraid or I'm either have too much confidence. The mind is a battle. So boxing is a mix of all these elements, and boxing also have an element called luck. There's a lot of luck in boxing, believe it or not. There could be maybe 10% of luck in a boxing fight, 50% of condition, and maybe 40 or 30% of boxing techniques. So boxing has all kinds of elements which come together to create an athlete. But many times, the mind is the one that controls the movement of the hands, the movement of my legs. If I'm gonna duck, bob and weave, the mind. Hey, this is Coach Arroyo here talking. Once again, if you're a little kid and you're starting out in boxing, you must learn how to put your hands, bring your hands up, and close your hands. I taught this many times. I'm gonna show you one more time. Make sure your hand is movable, first of all. You don't have no kind of injuries or nothing bothering your hands, okay? So close your hands, 1, 2. Bring it down to the middle of your palm, 2. We're gonna go with 3. Thumb over, 3, and 4. Just a little bend of the wrist, okay? That's 4. Once again, 1, 2, 3, move it over, and 4, little bend. Why we do that little bend? So when we hit our target, we're gonna hit with the knuckles, okay? Okay, so that's why you have that little bend. If you don't have that little bend on your wrist, this is the effect you're gonna have. And you're gonna end up hitting with this part of the fingers. You're gonna hit with your knuckles, okay? Okay? When he's gonna get spanked by his parents, he's gonna try to put his hands up. Or if he's at school and somebody's gonna hit him with a book, you know, hopefully let's say a book, he's gonna just put his hands up. Well, the same way I teach many kids, put your hands up and cover up. Okay? Once you have your hands up, then you close your punches and you square up. So let's call this hands up and square up. Make it very easy for the young little kids. Put your hands up, cover your face, punches, okay? Punches should be by your chin bones, and square up. And what I said about your shoulder, keep it high, chin down, elbow protecting your rib cage, stomach that back, and you square up. Stay at your boxing stand, okay? So, little kids, somebody's gonna hit you, hands up, close your punches. And the most important thing that many kids don't do, we're talking to kids or people that are learning about boxing, is lift up your shoulder, okay? You lift this way, your shoulders down, face is open. Very vulnerable to get hit or attacked in the face, okay? By lifting up your shoulder, you're protecting your face, your chin at all times, okay? Shoulders up, okay? Shoulders up, okay? Then bring it back down. And at the same time that you do lift up your shoulder, bring your chin down, okay? Just bring it down a little bit and focus on your target. And you protect yourself. Since you're open here, you gotta come back down to protect your rib cage, okay? A stance, a boxing stance, it's one that you're gonna find your style, but you must do it correctly. If you don't do it correctly, you will lose your balance while under attack or trying to attack. I've seen kids losing their balance while attacking the other kid, okay? So it's very important that you learn your boxing stance. So what we're gonna try to do here is have our feet right under our shoulders, okay? Feet right under your shoulders, okay? So you figure feet under your shoulders. If you're lefty, if you're righty, okay? You're gonna stand this way, and all you're gonna do is turn, okay? So what I did here was put my tippy toe, my right tippy toe, and I turned it, okay? And I developed my boxing stand. My body cannot be straight this way. My body straight this way, I'm gonna get attacked easily. And it's gonna be more painful than if I stand sideways. I will get attacked sideways and it's gonna just rub off my chest, okay? So, like I said, feet under my shoulders, twist, okay? Hands up, turn to the side, okay? Little by little, you're gonna develop your boxing stance, okay? As you hop, and then you twist, okay? But remember that, feet under your shoulders, and just twist, okay? And hands up. That's how you develop, little by little, your style and your boxing stand without losing your balance. Do not put your feet right under the other one, because you're gonna lose your balance, okay? Just remember, feet right under your shoulders, and turn. I'm gonna go into the hook, okay? I've seen people throwing the hook, and they throw the hook with the effect of hitting another person with the elbow, as if they were fighting MMA. We just had this happen yesterday with another athlete in the gym. She was throwing the hook, but every time it was slipping and it was turning into an elbow shot. So, in boxing, you want to keep your elbow at a 90 degree, keep your hand at a 90 degree angle, okay? So that 90 degree angle is going to hit your target, okay? Okay? If you close it more, you're going to end up hitting yourself, or you're going to end up hitting the other guy with an elbow. You do not want to strike him with the elbow, because that's not correct in the sport of boxing. But in other sports as MMA, it's okay. So keep it at a 90 degree angle and strike at a 90 degree angle. Remember always to keep your elbow and back of your hand, so you can get that effect and that power. Elbow and back of your hand, and you're gonna do it the right way. Now if you bend it a little bit this way, you might end up hurting your wrist, okay? You might end up hurting your wrist, and you might end up hitting yourself, and you might end up hitting the opponent with your elbow. When you strike your opponent, of course, you have to look at him straight, and you must keep your eyes on your punches, where you're throwing your punches at, okay? So, if this is my target, I'm gonna try to go down towards my target and keep my eyes directly on where my hands are going, okay? So my eyes are focused on what I'm gonna hit, okay? What I'm trying to say is, I'm not gonna hit my target down here and my eyes up here, okay? Look at me. Target's down here and my eyes are down here. What am I doing? I'm completely open, okay? Target's down here, my eyes should be down here, okay? Eyes should be level with my target. So when I throw my punches, I'm also protecting my face from getting a counter-attack punch. Bad habits are such a bad habit that people don't realize it's a bad habit. It's a style. It becomes a style of that person's or that athlete that is boxing. It's part of his style, a bad habit. Once a bad habit is created, it's very difficult to break it, and you can break it. One of the most things that I've seen in bad habits, I'm gonna show you some of the bad habits the kids are doing, is not punching with their knuckles. They're punching with this part of the hand. And I see when they're just furious, when they're in the height of fighting an opponent in the ring, they're just hitting this way, okay? And I will see that a lot when a kid is tired, when he's exhausted, his bad habit comes out. And you're gonna see it when he's hitting you this way, okay? Instead of hitting you this way, he's hitting you this way. That's one of the many bad habits I will see in a kid that created a bad habit and wasn't corrected on time, and his bad habit will come out when he is tired or exhausted. Another bad habit that I've seen in kids that are tired, they approach too close to their target or their opponent, okay? And they try to throw a jab, and is a half jab. Okay, it's not a complete jab. Okay, they just jump up and try to hit the opponent when they should be throwing body shots and uppercuts. Now, body shots and uppercuts are close ones. Okay, and uppercut. Okay, but if you're gonna throw a jab, you have to have a range and your distance. Not jump up and throw your range. I've seen another bad habit of kids jumping up too close to their opponent and getting attacked. Okay? Some kids just jump too high and they're just getting attacked and they can start losing their balance because it becomes a wrestling match. Okay? Another problem I've seen on kids, they get too nervous or they just shut down and they just lock up. Okay? When you're inside this ring, the circle, you must feel free. Okay? You must be loose and move your legs with freedom. Okay? Once people start locking down with that nervousness they feel inside or anxiety, then it's very hard for them to be loose. Okay? Legs are flat. Legs, many times legs are straight. Okay? And they're just locking down. Okay? You know, a boxer needs to feel freedom with all his body parts, walking around with his legs flat or with his knees locked up. It's gonna end up losing his balance. So bend your knees, hop around, have some fun when you're in there. Have some fun. It's better this way than being stiff and just locking down, okay? You need to be loose. Whatever is bouncy or whatever has a spring, it's gonna bounce back. If it's straight, the object is straight and you attack the object, it's gonna fall straight back. Movement of the leg. Movement of the leg, if we're gonna go forward, we're gonna move forward with our forward leg. Okay? Forward, step, and drag the other one by the tip, the toes. Okay? Forward, step. Okay, if you're gonna move backwards, you move back first with your back leg. Okay? Back, back. Now let's do it sideways so you can see. I'm gonna move forward, step, and drag. Step, and drag. If I'm going to move backwards, step and drag, step and drag. Okay? This is our forward and backwards movement of the leg. Lateral movements meaning side to side. Meaning side to side. So if you're going to move to your right, okay, move this leg first and then move to the side. If you're going to move to the left, move this leg first and to the left. One more time, lateral movements. I'm going to go that way. If I'm going to go to my left, okay, lateral movements. Whatever foot is on the side that you're going to move, pick up that foot and step with it and go ahead and move. I'm going to go to my right, step. I'm going to go to my left, step. These are lateral movements, right, left, lateral movements. With the feet bouncing on your tippy toes. So you're going to develop this when you're jumping rope. You're going to stay on your tippy toes. And while you're jumping rope, you're going to start creating an effect where you're going to bounce right and left. Make some lateral movements, okay? That way you will have that movement in the ring, always on your tippy toes, right and left movement, okay? So bounce right and left, just as if you was jumping rope. Move your feet, enjoy yourself. The turns, okay? I call them turns because you turn right and left, okay? Okay? Just pick up your left. One leg is on the tippy toes, all right? You square it up, move. It's like picking it up and hopping backwards. Or picking it up and hopping forward. Same principle for this one. Hop. Okay, I call them my turns, okay? One foot down, the other foot just turns, okay? Turn, 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 turn. And always in a boxing stance or boxing position, okay? Always with your hands up and make the turns. I already talked about the jab, okay? Jab and turning, okay? So jab and turning, straight, or the right hand, turning, always keeping your shoulders up. As I throw that punch, okay, I'm gonna keep my shoulders up, okay? Your shoulders up, okay? We talked about the hook, 90-degree angle, hook, 90-degree angle, hook, 90-degree angle. Keep it, don't keep it so close. Keep your elbow and back of your hand. Elbow and back of your hand. Now the uppercut. The uppercut is a punch where we're gonna keep nice and short. Tight, nice and short. So when you come up to that opponent, you just keeping that punch nice and short, keeping the same angle, 90-degree angle, and go up to the center. So these are the basic punches in boxing, okay? Jab, straight, hook, hook, and your uppercuts nice and short. These are your punches, and as you go along, you will pick up your speed. They keep everything slow at the moment, nice and slow, until you develop the proper technique and pick up some speed and power.